Welcome, friends. You know, there's something truly special about the way our grandparents used to garden. Back in the 1940s, before the shelves of big box stores were lined with expensive blue crystals and heavy chemical sprays, people relied on something else: wisdom, observation, and a deep respect for nature. They understood the silent language of plants in a way we are only now beginning to remember. Today, I'm going to share a secret that has been largely forgotten by the modern world, a simple, $0 trick that can save your tomato harvest from its greatest enemy, the dreaded blight. The heartbreak of the harvest. We've all been there, haven't we? You spend months nurturing your seedlings on the windowsill, you prepare the soil with care, and you wait for those first yellow blossoms. Then, just as the fruits begin to swell, you see them. Those dark, oily-looking brown spots on the lower leaves. Your heart sinks because you know that within days the fungus can take over your entire patch. But what if I told you that the answer isn't a complex toxic fungicide that requires gloves and a mask? What if the answer is a common household item sitting in your medicine cabinet right now, costing only a few pennies? Yes, I'm talking about ordinary aspirin. Today, we are stepping back into the year 1945 to rediscover how this little white pill acts like a biological shield for your tomatoes. The Victory Garden connection. To understand why this works, we have to look back at the era of Victory Gardens. During World War II, resources were incredibly scarce. American families were encouraged to grow their own food to support the war effort, and millions did. Because they couldn't just go out and buy synthetic pesticides, they had to be observant and resourceful. It was during these challenging times that seasoned gardeners and early plant physiologists noticed something fascinating. They realized that plants, much like us, have an internal defense system. However, unlike us, a plant can't run away when a threat appears. It has to stand its ground and fight. When a fungus or bacteria attacks, the plant tries to defend itself by producing a tiny amount of salicylic acid. Does that name sound familiar? It should. Salicylic acid is the primary active ingredient in aspirin. The science of plant immunity. The old-timers realized that by introducing a small amount of this acid early in the season, they could essentially alert the plant. It's like giving your garden a heads up that a storm is coming before the first cloud appears. By the time the real blight spores arrive on the wind, your plants are already standing guard, their cell walls reinforced, and their internal chemistry ready for battle. This isn't just a garden myth or an old wives' tale. It is a scientifically proven biological response called systemic acquired resistance, or S.A.R. By using aspirin, we aren't just treating a symptom, we are empowering the plant to protect itself from the inside out. A bridge between generations. For those of you who remember flipping through the old farm journals or watching your grandparents stir a mysterious tea for their roses, you might recall mentions of using willow bark. Willow trees are naturally high in salicylic acid, and for centuries, humans used willow bark tea to treat their own aches and pains. The aspirin trick is simply the modern, more precise version of that ancient willow bark wisdom. It's a beautiful bridge between the old world traditions and our modern understanding of botany. Recent studies from leading agricultural universities have confirmed what those 1940s farmers knew instinctively. They found that plants treated with this simple solution showed a significant reduction in fungal infections, and most importantly, an increase in the size and quality of the fruit. When a plant isn't wasting all its vital energy fighting a losing battle against disease, it can put all that energy into growing the biggest, juiciest tomatoes you've ever tasted. The 1945 Master Formula. Let's get down to the practical how-to. You'll want to grab a pen and paper for this part, as the ratio is very specific. Here is the classic 1945 formula. First, let's talk about the aspirin itself. You need a plain 325 milligram uncoated aspirin.
Please, it is very important that you don't use the ones with a shiny candy coating, the extra strength varieties, or anything containing caffeine or flavors. We want the pure, simple stuff. Take 1 tablet and crush it into a fine powder, then drop it into a small cup of warm water to let it dissolve completely. You'll see it break down into a cloudy white liquid. Once dissolved, pour that mixture into 1 gallon of clean room temperature water. Now here is the secret sticker ingredient that many people forget. Add about half a teaspoon of mild liquid soap or even a gentle baby shampoo. Why is this necessary? Well, tomato leaves have a natural waxy coating designed to shed water. Without the soap, your medicinal spray will just bead up and roll off the leaves onto the ground, wasting your effort. The soap acts as a surfactant, breaking the surface tension and allowing the solution to coat the leaf entirely in a thin, protective film.
The art of application. Timing, as they say, is everything in the garden. In the United States, especially in the humid regions of the South or the rainy Northeast where blight is a constant nightmare, you want to start this process early. Don't wait until your plants are already turning black. By then, it's often too late. Start when your plants are about a foot tall and looking healthy. Mist them thoroughly once every 2 to 3 weeks. Make sure you get the undersides of the leaves. That's the dark, cool place where the blight spores love to hide, settle, and multiply. And a word of caution from one veteran to another: never spray in the heat of the midday sun. Those water droplets can act like tiny magnifying glasses, focusing the sun's rays and scorching your beautiful foliage. Early morning, just as the dew is lifting, is your perfect window of opportunity. Weathering the storm. If you've had a heavy summer rainstorm, which we know happens quite a lot during the peak growing months of June and July, go ahead and give your plants an extra light misting once the leaves have dried. Heavy rain can wash away your protection, and the warm humidity that follows a storm is exactly when blight strikes the hardest. Being proactive and observant is the hallmark of a senior garden advisor. It's about being in tune with your garden's needs before they become emergencies. The legacy of the soil. There is a deep, soul-level satisfaction in using these forgotten methods. It connects us to the land, to our ancestors, and to the simple cycles of life. It proves that you don't need a garage full of expensive, brightly colored chemical jugs to have the most productive garden in the neighborhood. You just need a little bit of science, a healthy dose of patience, and a whole lot of heart. This isn't just about growing food, it's about preserving a way of life that values simplicity and natural balance. A final thought for my friends. I hope this 1940s secret helps your garden thrive and your harvests overflow this year. If you decide to try this aspirin trick, please come back to this video and tell me how your tomatoes are doing. I genuinely love hearing your stories and seeing the progress of gardens across the country. Thank you for spending this time with me today. It's an honor to share these old-school tips with such a dedicated community. If you found this helpful, please share it with a neighbor or a fellow gardener. Let's bring these old secrets back to life together, one garden at a time. Now I'm curious, what is one old-school gardening tip or grandpa's secret that you still swear by today? Perhaps it's something about the moon phases or a special way to plant marigolds. I'd love to read your stories in the comments. Until next time, stay healthy, keep your hands in the dirt, and happy gardening.
If you found this helpful, the next video will take it even further. Click Watch Next to see Say Goodbye to Thin Carrots with Sand Sowing Trick. And don't forget to subscribe for practical, low-effort gardening tips. I'll see you in the next one.